Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa amma ba'd a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim bismillahir rahmanir rahim wa amma ma yanfa'un nas fayamkusu fil ard وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الدين النصيحة سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. All praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created us and blessed us with countless bounties. One of those bounties is our heart, which is a source of emotions. All the emotions, feelings, they belong to the heart. Emotions of love, hatredness, emotion of happiness or sadness. So all these belong to the heart. So every human being has feelings. That's why we love to live together as a family, as a community, in the cities, in a country. We love to interact with each other because we have feelings. We have our needs. We want to express our feelings, and we want to see the feelings of others. For example, if we are a member of the family and we do something and all the family members are happy, it makes us happy. We want to see them happy. We want to see all of them in comfort. So because we have feelings. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he defined what is the religion Islam just in one word. He told, ad-deen an-nasiha, that religion is well-wishing. It means every moment he will be a well-wisher. Well-wisher of himself, well-wisher of the family members and all the human beings. Ad-deen an-nasiha. And those people who know about the Arabic language, that these two words have been used as ma'arfa, ad-deen, alif lam, an-nasiha. And when mubtada and khabar both are ma'arfa, then there is hasr. It means both are connected to each other. Lazim o malzoom. So the meanings will be ad-deen an-nasiha. Wherever there is deen, there is well-wishing. And wherever there is well-wishing, there is deen. It means a bad wisher, he cannot be a righteous person in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is a ruling given by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he trained the Sahaba in such a way that they had the best etiquettes in their life. They were soft-hearted, ruhama bainahum. They were helpful to each other, sympathetic to each other, kind to each other. always thinking about the well-wishing of each other. So this was their characteristics. Let me quote few of the instances. Sayyidina Usman Ghani radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he was a merchant, a businessman. He used to buy the goods from Syria, Mulk-e-Sham of that time, and then sell it in Medina. And he was a rich person. Once he received his consignment at a time when there was dire need of that thing. Everyone was looking forward. Can I get this thing? So when he received his consignment, all those small businessmen who used to do their business in the local areas, they just got together. And they said, you are lucky enough, you got your consignment at the proper time. So please sell it to us, we are to pay you the double of the price. No, it's a big incentive that a person, he gets double of the price. He said, no, I'm not going to sell it. So then one person came, he said, okay, I want to give you 3 times the price. He said, no. Then a man came, he said, okay, I am ready to pay you 4 times of the price. No, look at this. You spend 1 rand and in return you get 4. Lot of profit. Allahu Akbar. But when everyone was coming, he was expressing that everyone needs it. So Sayyidina Usman radhiyallahu anhu, he got an idea that it means that a common person is in dire need of this thing. That's why they are selling me at 4 times the price, and maybe they can sell at 5 or 6 times the price to the other people. So he said, no, I am not going to sell. So the businessmen, they asked him a question, why are you not prepared to sell? He said, because you are not giving me a lot of profit. They replied that we are offering you 4 times the price. What do you want? 5 times, 6 times? He said, no, I need more profit. They said, no one can give this much of profit. What you are asking? He said, yes, I know a buyer and he wants to buy these goods from me, and he can give me at least 700 times price what I have already paid. So most of them, they were Jews. They asked, who is that? Then he recited the ayat that if you spend in the path of Allah 1 grain, kamasali habba ambatat sab'a sanabil fi kulli sumbulatin mi'atu habba, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he makes 700 grains out of 1 grain. So then he took all of his goods and just sent it to the poor people in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were such well-wisher to the other people, always thinking about the comforts of the community. So there was a Jew, he had a well. So the water of the well was very sweet, very cold. People loved to drink it. Now this person, he used to sell it at a high price. Every person, common person, was not able to pay the price. So they used to buy little amount of water from him. Usman radhiyallahu anhu, he came to know that this is the need of the Muslim community. So he went to the Jew and he asked, can you sell me this well? He said, no, I am earning a lot of money. Why I am going to sell it? He said, okay, sell me half of the well, but get the price of the whole well. So this was a business tactics used by Sayyidina Usman Ghani. Get the whole price. Give me half of the well. Now, Jew, he said, okay, I will get the whole price, still half of the water will be mine. So he was trapped. He said, okay. So whole of the price was paid to that person, and Hazrat Usman Lano, he got the right of getting half of the water from the well. Now he said, how it will be easy that you get water and I get the water. So better one day you get the water, the other day I will get the water. He said, okay, it's a good way. So Sayyidina Usman Ghani, he got water for a few days, and when everything was established, the deal was firm, then he just made an announcement that all the people who purchase the water, now they can get free water on the day which is my day. Now the people, they were waiting. So they used to get the water free for whole one day. And the other day, there was no customer for the Jew. No one wanted to pay anything to him, because they used to say, okay, not today, tomorrow we will get another free water. So after a few days, then the Jew realized that I missed the boat. So it's better that I sell the second part of the well. So he came, he asked the price. Sayyidina Usman radiallahu anhu, he paid another amount of price, and then he made it work for the sake of the ummah. All the Muslim people and the other people, they used to use that water. So they were not like the businessmen of today, that he is always worried to just fill his own pocket, and he is not worried about the others. This was the training given by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he ordered some Sahaba to make bayat that you will be well-wisher of the others. So those Sahaba, they made bayat that, O Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are making a commitment that throughout our life we will be well-wisher of others. So one of them, the name of the Sahabi was Jarir bin Abdullah al-Bajali radiyallahu ta'ala. He always was thinking about others, well-wisher of others. Now one interesting story, he wanted to buy a horse. So Jarir radiyallahu ta'ala, he came and he asked the owner, do you want to sell this horse? Yes. How much price you want to ask me? He said 300 dinar. Abdullah, Jarir radiyallahu ta'ala, he looked at the horse and then said, no, to my mind, this horse is more valuable. You are asking me a low price. He said, okay, if it's low price, give me 400. He again looked at the horse and made another judgment. Then he said, no, still I feel that the price of the horse should be higher. He said, then give me 500 dinar. Then again he made a judgment. And then he said, my conscience tells me the price should still be higher. He said, give me 600 dinar. He said, okay. So he gave 600 dinar to the owner and bought the horse and brought it to home. So next day, he made an invitation to the friends. So all people came just to have a lunch or dinner at his home. So then he told them, I bought a horse. So the friends, they looked at the horse. Any one of them, he had a ride on the horse. And then they gave a comment, you have a very good deal. It's wonderful. You got it in 600 dinar, and maybe even if it could be purchased at 700 dinar, it was wonderful. He just listened it. And next day, he gave to the same person and said, look, your judgment was 300 dinar. My judgment was 600 dinar. But my friend's third party judgment is 700 dinar. So please get this 100 dinar. I don't want to make any loss to you. Allahu Akbar. Look at this. If we are so well-wisher to others, I think we can start getting the feelings of paradise in this world. This was the society which was built by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He made the Sahaba so kind-hearted, so loving-hearted. They were so good to each other. Even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appreciated them and said, they were so merciful to each other. So basically, that was the well-wishing feelings which every one of them had in his heart. Now the climax is that in the battle of Yarmouk, one person, he was wounded. It was very hot day. He was sweating like anything and dehydrated, having last moments of life. He was weak. He just shouted, Al-Atash, I am thirsty. His cousin, he said that I had water, so I just filled a glass of water to feed it to my cousin. When I just took the glass near his mouth, another wounded person, he said, Al-Atash. Now this person, he kept his mouth shut and then made an indication with the eyebrows that please go to the other one, feed the water to him. He said, I went to the other one, wanted to give him water, and I listened the same word from the third one. He did the same. When I went to the third one, he died. When came to the second one, he died. When came to the first one, he died. It means not 11th hour. No. In the last moment of their life, and we can understand that in the last moment of life, how much thirsty a person can feel. They were feeling so thirsty, still they were preferring their brothers on their own need, because they were well-wisher to others. They were real moments. Their way of thinking was different. What way of thinking we have today? Today we just think about ourselves, but they used to think about others. Subhanallah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prepared such a jamaat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was happy. फरिश्तों को दिखाना था बशर ऐसे भी होते हैं. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to show the angels, look this, human beings can be like that. One of the Buzurg, his name was Abul Hasan Nuri Rahmatullah alayh. So once, few ulama, they gave a fatwa, and the ruler of the time, he was not happy with that fatwa. So he was embarrassed, and he said, okay. He told the police to go and capture all of them and bring them to me. And he said, I will kill all of them. So 4 or 5 people, they were caught. They were brought to the ruler. He said, okay, just ask them to stay in line and I will kill all of them. And then he found that Abu Hasan Nuri Rahmatullah alayh, he was just on the first place, in the front. He had some feelings of aqidat in his heart about Abul Hasan Nuri. He wanted that I shall kill someone else and then I will make an excuse and I will forgive all the others. But Abul Hasan Nuri was on the first place. So he said, oh, this is not a good place. Bring all of them here so that they will be shuffled and some other will be on the first place. But on the first place again, Abul Hasan Nuri was standing. Then he said, this is not a good place again. Bring them on this side. And Abul Hasan Nuri was on the first place. Then he called Abul Hasan Nuri and asked, I tried that someone else should be the first one. I want to kill him and forgive the others. But you were on the first place in all the 3 times. It happened accidentally or you stood intentionally? Abul Hasan Nuri rahmatullahi replied, no, I stood intentionally. He said, you know that I wanted to kill you? He said, yes. Why you stood intentionally on the first place? Then Abul Hasan Nuri rahmatullahi replied, such a beautiful reply. Subhanallah. He replied, I thought in my mind that whatever time you will take to kill me, my other brothers will get extra moments of life to live in this world. Allahu Akbar. What their way of thinking was, that they wanted that whatever time will be taken in my own killing, so these moments other will get the chance to live more in this world. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Sayyidina Imam Azam rahmatullah alayh, he was a merchant. He used to do the business of cloth. He has a shop of clothing. One day, after Zuhr, he was just coming home. So someone met him and asked, Nauman, you used to close the shop at Maghrib time every day, but today after Zuhr you are coming. He said that yes, today it's cloudy, the visibility is not 100%, and because there is no enough light, so the customer cannot differentiate whether the cloth is of good quality or normal quality. So I closed my shop. My customer should not be misleaded to get a normal cloth with the price of higher one. I closed my shop. I don't want to betray anyone. Ya Allah. They were so well-wisher to others. One woman came to Imam Azam Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi and said, I am needy and I want something for my children, so I want to sell this piece of cloth for me. Imam Azam rahmatullah alayhi looked at him and asked, what's the price you want for? She said, I need 200 dinar. He said, go back, come with your mahram, and then I would decide the price. So she went back, she brought the husband with her. Now 2 things. Number 1, he wanted to make sure that she has not stolen this cloth from anywhere. And number 2, he wanted that this woman is asking very low price, but the cloth is more costly. So he said, go, bring some mahram with you. When the husband came, then he told him that you do not know the value. And I am the businessman, I know it. This is double of the price. So the husband said, okay, give us the price. Imam Azam rahmatullah alayh, he bought that cloth with double of the asking price to the woman. What does this mean? It means they were so well-wished to each other. They wanted that we should do everything good to our Muslim brothers. Even at the time of Tabi'een, a beautiful story has been quoted in books that one person, he sold his agricultural land, and other one, he bought the land. Now the person who bought the land, he was plowing the land so that he should be able to cultivate the crop. Why he was plowing? He found that there is something hard. He tried to dig the place, and there was a treasure. Lot of amount of gold buried inside. When he looked the amount of gold, first thought came in his mind, it does not belong to me. I have just bought the land and paid the price. This is something very costly. So it's the right of the previous owner. It's not mine. So he contacted the previous one. And he told the previous landlord that please, I bought the land from you and paid the price of the land. But now I have got a treasure in the land which is much more costlier than the cost of the land. So it does not belong to me. Please get it, it's yours. What was the reply? He replied, no. When I sold the land to you, whatever benefit will come from the land, no, it's yours, it's not mine. There was difference of opinion. One person was saying, it's not mine. The other was saying, it's not mine, it's yours. It's yours. So who is going to decide? Now the case was forwarded to the court. Today, what type of cases come to the court? One side saying, it's my right. Other one saying, it's, and someone says, I can spend last drop of my blood for my right. And the other one saying, I can shed last drop of blood for my right. So they are fighting for their rights. And look at this beautiful case. Both the parties, they are saying, it's not my right, it's the right of my brother. And he is saying, it's the right of my brother. Now the case was forwarded to the court. Now the Qazi of that time, he was also surprised that how well-wisher these people are. They want to prefer their brothers on themselves. So he listened from each of them what they wanted to say. Then he asked about the family background. So he came to know that one of them had a young boy and the other one had a young daughter. So the judge, he made a judgment. Okay, the decision is that it's better that this young boy and young girl should be engaged together, their nikah should be made, and this treasure should be given as a dowry to both of them. This was the Muslim Ummah. This was the society which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made in this world. What a beautiful group of people. They were so well-wishing to each other. Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah alayh, he was a big muhaddis, a very reputed personality of the time. His neighbor was a Jew. So this Jew, he wanted to sell the house. One person came to him and he said, oh, I have seen a banner that this house is for sale. Do you want to sell it? He said, yes. What's the price? He said, the price is 2,000 dinar. No, the person was amazed. He said, in this locality, this type of house can be at the most 1,000 dinar. And you are asking double of the price? The Jew, he replied, you are right. The price of the house is 1,000 dinar, and another 1,000 of dinar is the cost of the neighborhood of Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah. When we were real Muslim, practicing Muslim, then the prices of the houses of our neighborhood used to rise to the sky. Because people love to stay in our neighborhood. We were so well-mannered, well-behaved, akhlaq-e hasana. We were so careful, we were so considerate to the other people. These people were real Muslim. Abdullah Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi, he used to travel a lot. Most of the time he used to come to Kufa to have a sohbat and sitting of Imam Azam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi. He was one of the 40 scholars which were helpful for the tadween of the fiqh for Imam Azam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi. But in the way, he used to stay at a place in a small village for one night. Now in that motel, there was a young man. Once he came and stayed in that motel, but he could not see that young man. He asked, where is that young boy? They replied that something bad happened to him. He had to pay some debt to the person, and he had given a deadline which he could not pay. And the person he reported to the police, and the police, they got him, they captured him, and he is behind the bar. Abdullah Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi, he just went to the police chief and asked, what's the matter of this young boy? He said that he owes money to the people and the deadline has passed. Either he should pay or someone of his relatives should pay. I would release him. Abdullah Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi, he replied, okay, I can pay, but with a condition. What's that? He said, condition is that you are not going to tell my name. I just want to pay and you release him. Police chief replied, no problem to me. At least the person will get his right. So he got the price, the money, and gave it to the people and released him. But Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi went. Now this young man was surprised that who paid my money, my debt? But he never knew because the police chief did not tell him. Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi, he came back, he stayed at the same place. Now this young man, he told him, this happened to me, I was behind the bar, someone paid my debt and I came out and I don't know, but he was a very pious person. Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi, he was listening, but he was silent. He did not tell that I paid your debt. And for the rest of the life, Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi used to listen the same story from that young man. Until a time came when Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi, he passed away, he expired, he died. Then police chief told that young man that your debt was paid by Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah. So our ancestors were so helpful to each other. That is an example of a real human being. Once, when Baghdad was the center of the Muslim Ummah, then Kuffar, they were very surprised that what is something special in the Muslim community that they are achieving their goals and they are expanding and they are making lot of propagation of Islam and people are accepting Islam. So they sent one person to go, stay in the community and analyze that what's something special in this community. So this person, he traveled a lot and came in Baghdad. He was really exhausted, tired, and he was feeling hungry. So first decision he took, let me go to some restaurant and take food. So he went on a restaurant and told the person to give him food. He took the food and he started eating it. While he was eating the food, he saw that another person who is eating food, he is looking towards him with some curious glances, as if he wants to know who he is. He thought maybe I am a stranger, so he is looking towards my face, that who he has come in this area. So he kept eating his food. When he finished, he came to the counter and asked the person, what's the cost I have to pay for the food? And the person on the counter, he replied, your food has been paid off. He asked, how? Then he told that, another person was eating food beside you. He looked at your face and he figured out that you are a stranger, you are a passenger. So he came to me and he paid for his food and he told me that stranger is my guest today. I am going to pay for him, but I don't want to tell him because I want the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now this person was surprised that these Muslims are this type of people. Again, he said, okay, let me go in the market and see. So he just wanted to pass through the market and see how these people are interacting with each other. So meanwhile, he found that he needed something, maybe battery. So he went on the shop and told the shopkeeper, do you have a battery? He said, yes. What's the price? 5 dirham dinar. Okay, give me one piece. Now this shopkeeper asked him, please do me a favor. Go into the shopkeeper who is just in front of mine, and he will give you the same thing at the same price. So get from him. So he went to the second shopkeeper, asked the price. It was 5 dinar. He got the battery. But then he was confused. That shopkeepers are not like that. They want to sell their commodity. So he came back to the first one because he wanted to know what's inside in this community. So he came to the first one and asked, you had the battery with you or not? He said, no, I have a couple of batteries with me. Why you did not sell it to me? He said that today I got lot of customers and I feel that I have saved so much money. My children can eat food at the night time, and I found that today there was no customer to my friend. So I thought maybe you will buy this thing from him, he will save some money and his children will be able to eat something at the night. This was our business at that time. We were so well-wished to each other. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Now, 3 things about well-wishing. 3 things about well-wishing. A person who is well-wisher, even if he takes a wrong decision, Allah makes it right. Because his intention is good. Allah unki ulti ko bhi seedha kar dete hain. Because the intention is good. He is well-wisher. A story has been quoted in the books that there was a village and the passers-by, they used to stop and pray in the masjid and go. But there was no place, no tree near that mosque where they could fasten their horses or camels. So one person, he came and brought a piece of wood, and he just put it in the ground with the intention that if any passenger will come, he will fasten the horse or camel with this, and he will make namaz, and then he will go. No, he did this. After a few days, one person who made namaz in that masjid, he was coming out, and because it was darkness, there was not electricity at that time, so he was hurt with that piece of wood. He thought, oh, this can hurt some other person, so why not I should get it out? So he took it out. So look at these two people. One, he put it in the ground, and the other one, he took it out of the ground, but in books it has been written, Allah forgave the sins of both of them. Why? The intention of the first one was right, and the intention of the second. Although the action is totally 180-degree opposite. Allah looks at the intention. So the person who is well-wisher, even if sometime by mistake he takes some wrong decision, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leads him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts him on the right path, and even gives him the reward on that. Second one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves well-wishing as He loves the love. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He loves that all the human beings, they should love me. Now because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes that my humble servant should love me, so this love is always appreciable. Even if some person, he is doing something by mistake which is not right, still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves it. At the time of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, there was an old man. He came to know that there is no wife of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no children. So according to his level, he was just sitting alone and connecting to his Lord and talking, oh Allah, I know you have no wife, no children. Can you come as a guest to me? I will make khidmat, I will feed you with drinks and water and this and this. He was talking. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, he listened it. And he told him, oh, whatever you are saying is not according to the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this old man, he was afraid. Oh, okay. So then what happened? Maulana Rahmatullah alayh, he quoted in al-Masnavi that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a message to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, O my prophet, tu baraye wasl kardan amadi, ne baraye fasl kardan amadi. I sent you to connect the people to me. I never sent you to disconnect the people from me. Now look at this. This old man is saying something which is not permissible, but because he is saying with love, by mistake, still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes it. Same is the well-wishing. That a well-wisher person, if by mistakes he does something not with bad intention, no. He has the best intention, but by mistakes he takes some wrong decision, still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him the reward because his intention is good. Love is something strange. You know, a baby, sometimes he gives a laugh on the face of the mother, and the mother, she catches the hand and kisses it. Now look at the action. Action is opposite. If he has given the lap, a big lap should be given to the baby. But no, because the mom loves. So that's why she is kissing the hand. Same is the love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes that my humble servant should love me from the core of their hearts. Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves that all my humble servants should be well-wisher of each other. Now, sometimes a question comes in the mind. I am well-wisher. People are not good with me, so I have to pay them in the same coin. Answer is that anyone who is well-wisher, then the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with this person. So the other people cannot take him down. No way. Because if there is a weighing scale, on one side you put a big weight, then the other side cannot put it up. Similarly the case. If the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in our side, then the other side cannot win at all. So Allah's help is always with the well-wishers. Those people who are bad wishers, Allah will deal with all of them. So it does not mean that we should be bad wishing to them. No. We should remain well-wisher. Khaja Nizamuddin Awliya Rahmatullah Alayhi was sitting. So one person came to him, Hazrat, this person is giving me a tough time. So he wanted that Hazrat should give me NOC, then I will deal with him. Hazrat, this person is giving me a tough time. He is doing this bad to me, this bad to me. When he talked about this, Hazrat knew what he wants to know, to listen from me. Then Hazrat told him that if someone is putting thorns in your way, never put thorn in his way, other there will be thorns and thorns throughout the world. अगर कोई तुम्हारे रास्ते में कांटे बिछाए, तुम उसके रास्ते में कांटे मत बिछाना, वरना पूरी दुनिया में कांटे ही कांटे हो जाएंगे. So if someone is bad wisher, let him be, but we should be well wisher. And Allah will help us. Allah's help will be with us. And Allah Himself will deal with all of them who are bad wishing. So we have to stay. For example, if some cloth has become filthy, now this cannot become clean and pak with the urine. It will be pak only when it is washed with the water. To take away the effect of the urine, urine is not required. Fresh water is required. Similarly, if there is bad wisher, so the remedy is not bad wishing. Remedy is well wishing. And that ruling has been given in Quran, idfa billati. Yes. If someone is bad to you, you should be good to him. Ulama has quoted a very beautiful story that there were two friends from childhood. They went in the same school and they were educated, but their luck, one of them, he was very pious person, and the other one, he became very bad. But they had long years of friendship with each other. So one of them was very good and one of them was very bad. Let's give them the name. One was Nekokara and the other was Badkara. When they were grown up, this Nekokara was still loving to him. He is my friend. We spent lot of time together, so I have to do good to this one. But Badkara, he was Badkara all the time. He left no stone unturned to give every bad thing to this person. to hurt this person. But this Nikokara, he used to be good with him. Always good. And whenever he used to do good, but the Badkara, he used to ask, how are you? He said, whatever I have, it's all your barakat, your mercy. Everything is due to your barakat. No, every day this Nikokara, because he was pious, he was good morale, good etiquette, his business was flourishing, he was very good person. So this Badkara, he became jealous to him, that my business is not going well, and he is earning lot of profit. So there was a professional jealousy even. So whenever he used to ask, how you are doing? He used to say, whatever I have, it's due to your barakat. Now this Badkara, he used to become more angry. And sometime he used to beat him and throw him away and just curse him and transfer hard words to him. But the Nikokara, he was always patient. Now one day, they were just standing near a well and discussing about something. And this Badkara, he just became angry. He was flared up due to some point. And he just pushed this one Nikokara and threw him in the well. Now he knew that he does not know swimming. He thought, okay, he will die. I will not see his face again. And he went back. Now, what happened with the Nikokara? When he drowned in the water, he struggled until he put his hand on the rope which used to take the buckets down. So he held that rope firmly. It took him few minutes to get together, to calculate himself. Lot of water was in his stomach, it came out. When he felt little bit fine, he just climbed up. He came out. He was shocked on one side, that my friend did this to me. He just wanted to kill me. And on the other side, because he got lot of water inside, physically he was stressed. So he just stayed few minutes there, and then he said, let me just leave this city and go somewhere else. I don't want to meet him again. So when he took this decision, he found two birds sitting on the branch of the nearby tree, and they were talking to each other. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, He gives the person capability to understand the languages of the birds. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam the capability to listen the language of to understand the language of the birds. Ya ayyuhannas ullimna mantiqat tayr. So he listened. One of them was asking, oh, how are you? He replied, I am fine, but the daughter of the king is very sick. So many physicians have tried, no effect at all. And I know that the remedy is in eating the leaves of this plant. Then the other bird asked him, how are you? He replied, I am fine. Look at this big heap of mud. I know there is a treasure inside. No one knows. So they both said this, and they flew away. Now this person, he was surprised. He was thinking about this. He went to the other city where it was capital and the king was living there. A thought came in his mind, let me inquire whether the daughter of the king is sick or not. So when he asked someone, he found, yes, she is very sick. So many physicians have tried, but no benefit at all. And the king has announced that anyone who will treat my daughter, I will give him a big prize. I will give him a big prize for that. he said, okay, I know where there is the remedy. Now the person took him to the king. He told that I know that how this sickness can be cured. He said, okay, bring the medicine. He came back. He took the leaves of the tree, dried it and ground it, and this powder he just gave to take in the morning, in the evening. Now this sick girl, when she took the medicine, herbal medicine, in days she just became healthy. And the king was very happy. Now the king thought that I had announced that I will give him a big prize. So what prize I should do? So his wife asked him, you want to give him a big prize? Okay, your daughter is sick. If you will marry her with someone else, he will not be happy because she is a sick person. Why don't you ask this physician, Hakim Saab, if he want to make nikah? So if she will be his wife, then he will treat her and he will have a good life. So he inquired, and this person, he was not married at that time. He said, okay, I want to marry. And he was married to the daughter of the king, and he started living a life of respect in that city. After a few years, one day he was passing in the street. Suddenly he saw Badkara coming from the front. Hello, how are you? Fine. How are you? I'm fine. Oh, you are here. Yes, I am married with the daughter of the king. Now this Badkara, he thought in his mind, oh, he is not physician at all. He is not Hakim. He is a simple person. Oh, he did this. So he directly went to a person who was close to the king and he complained, daughter of the king is not for experiments. This person who tried, he is a simple layman. He does not know about medicine. If the experiment was not right, it was on the other side, what could have happened? So the king, he was very upset. Oh, you are making experiments. He said, no, I am not a poor person. I am from a big family background, and I knew that this is the medicine, herbal medicine. Then the king said, okay, if you are not from a poor family and you have married my daughter, then you could prove what you have. He said, okay, give me 10, 20 people. I want to show what money I have. So he was given 10, 15 people. He took all of them to the heap of mud and he told them to dig that. So they just dig that place, and really a treasure was there. So they reported, yes, he has lot of gold and silver and valuable things and diamond. And the king was very happy. And he had only daughter, no son at all. So he gave a will that after my death, this son-in-law, he will be my successor. So when the king died, he became the king. So when he became the king, people used to greet him. So after some time, Badkara came. And Badkara asked him, oh, you became a king. He said, aapki barakat hai. So it means that if we are well-wisher, whatever other person is doing, we should not think about that. Allah will be with us. He will save us from the bad intentions of the other. He will save us from the bad tactics of the others. He will be helpful. He will make us successful. He will make us always a person of respect if we are well-wisher to others. So two things. A well-wisher person, if by mistakes he makes a wrong decision, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it right. Number two, a well-wisher person, even if someone is bad wishing to him, Allah is with the well-wisher, he is always sporting the well-wisher person. The sport of Allah is always with the well-wisher. And the third one, that the proximity of Allah is always blessed to the person who is well-wishing. Never, never, never a bad wisher can be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It can never happen. Anyone who is well-wisher, he will become wali, he will become the beloved person of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will get the close proximity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of big Shaykh of Silsila Chishtiya, he was in our area, so he used to write some verses in the local language. So let me quote and then I will translate. He said, ਜੇ ਨਾਤਿਆਂ ਧੋਤਿਆਂ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਕੁੰਬਿਆਂ ਮੱਛੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ. If you could get the proximity of Allah by taking bath, then all the fishes could be the wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they are always taking bath. ਜੇ ਨਾਤਿਆਂ ਧੋਤਿਆਂ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਕੁੰਬਿਆਂ ਮੱਛੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ. ਜੇ ਸਿਰ ਮੁਨਾਇਆ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਭੇਡਾਂ ਸਸੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ. If you could get Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by shaving your head, then a special form of sheep who has lot of hair on the other body except the head, he said that sheep could get the proximity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ਜੇ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕੀਤਿਆਂ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਕਾਲ ਕੜੀਛੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ. There is a small black bird, it stays near the buildings, and throughout night it emits its sound, continuous sound. So he is referring to that small bird, that if by making zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala one could get the proximity of Allah, then that bird could get the proximity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Je jatiyan satiyan rab milda te milda danda khasiyan nu. If by being away from the women and staying afif, you could be able to get the proximity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then those male animals who are treated and made impotent, so they could get the proximity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because they are impotent. So he quoted all of them. Je naatiyan dhotiyan rab milda te milda kumbiyan machhiyan nu. Sir munaya rab milda te milda bheda sasiyan nu. ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕੀਤਿਆਂ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਕਾਲ ਕੜੀਛੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ. ਜਤੀਆਂ ਸਤੀਆਂ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਦਾਂਦਾਂ ਖਸੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ. ਐਂਡ ਐਟ ਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਹੀ ਸੈਡ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਨੀਤਾਂ ਅੱਛੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ. ਇਫ ਅੱਲਾ gives the proximity to someone, he gives the proximity to a person whose intention is always good. Allah makes wali only that person whose intention is always good. So if we want to become close to our Lord, a wali of our Lord, it's a must. Our intention should always be good for everyone. Not only that for family members we are good, for outside we are not. Or outside we are good with the friends, but family, everyone is crying in the home. No. It's not like that. For everyone, the intention is good and we are delivering good to the people. All those who are either close to us or not so close to us. Now this well-wishing is so much loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Point to consider, to ponder, that once Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, he was just going with his army an ant walking on the ground. She just found out people are coming. So she made an announcement. Ya ayyatuhan namlu dkhulu masakinakum. Oh ants, go into your holes. The army of Sulaiman al-Islam is coming and they might crush you under your feet. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He loved these words so much that He made these words a part of His Quran Azim-ush-Shan. And the name of the surah has been given by the name of An-Naml, ant. So look at this. This is the wording of the ant. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loved it so much. He described it in Quran. Ya Allah. If an ant is well-wishing to other ants, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes it this much. If a human being will be well-wishing to other human being, how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will like this. Our ancestors were not only good and well-wisher to the human being, even to the animals. There is a hadith of Bukhari Sharif. A prostitute, a bad woman of the time, she was just traveling. She found a thirsty dog. And then she had no water, but the well was nearby. She took her shoe, and it was a closed shoe, and she fastened it with some piece of cloth and put it in the well and took water and fed it to the dog. And when the dog, his thirst was quenched, then he made a loud sound, and Allah was so happy, He forgave all the sins of that woman. If we feed to a thirsty dog, then the sins of a prostitute are forgiven. If we will feed to a poor person, to a mu'min, to a neighbor, to a family member, can we imagine how much ajr we will get from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Once there was a muhaddis, and he had lot of engineers. I have a chit, some of the brothers want that some Urdu words should be used. So हमारे मुहद्दिस, he was writing a hadith. So he put his pen in the pot of ink and wanted to write. As he took his pen out, a fly just came and just sat down on the end of the pen. So this muhaddis, he thought in his mind, maybe she might be thirsty. So he held the pen maybe for a second, and the fly flew away. And then he kept writing. Now after a few years, this muhaddis, he died. Someone saw him in dream. He asked him, Hazrat, how are you? He replied, I am alhamdulillah enjoying in the paradise. He said, you deserved it because you were a big muhaddis, big scholar, you were teacher to thousands of students, and you propagated the knowledge of hadith so much. He replied, no. I was forgiven for an action which I never remembered.